In a Manhattan federal courtroom, the 28-year-old admitted under oath that he shot Thompson. Addressing Judge Margaret Garnett, Mangione said, "I shot Mr. Thompson in Manhattan. I understood that my actions would place him in fear of death or bodily injury. I knew what I was doing was illegal." He described enduring years of severe back pain, researching United Healthcare's annual investor conference after learning it would take place in New York on December 4, 2024, and posing as an investor in an email to company leadership to obtain more details about the location. He said he printed a gun on a 3D printer, attached a silencer, and carried out the shooting on a Midtown sidewalk outside a Hilton hotel as Thompson arrived for the conference. Judge Garnett accepted the guilty plea to 2 federal counts: interstate stalking resulting in death and stalking through the use of interstate facilities resulting in death. Each carries a maximum sentence of life in prison. She scheduled sentencing for December 18, 2026, and noted that Mangione must serve at least 85% of any sentence imposed. She also explained that if he is later convicted in his separate state case, any state penalty could be added to the federal one. Mangione appeared calm throughout the proceeding, answering questions clearly and with little visible emotion. Members of Brian Thompson's family and United Healthcare executives attended the hearing. No members of Mangione's family were present. The hearing itself was hastily arranged at the joint request of prosecutors and the defense earlier in the week. Plea negotiations had been fluid in the days leading up to it, and sources had cautioned that nothing was final until announced in court. Earlier talks in June had collapsed without an agreement. Mangione still faces state charges in New York, including second-degree murder and weapons offenses. His state trial is scheduled to begin next month with jury selection. A federal guilty plea raises the possibility that his lawyers will seek dismissal of the state case on double jeopardy grounds under New York law, which generally prohibits being tried twice for the same offense. State prosecutors have previously signaled they would oppose such a move, arguing the charges are sufficiently different. The immediate impact on the state prosecution remains unclear. The case began with a brazen early morning shooting on December 4, 2024. Thompson, 50, a longtime United Health Group executive who had become CEO of United Healthcare in 2021. Was killed as he walked to the company's investor conference. A 5-day manhunt followed. It ended on December 9, 2024, at a McDonald's in Altoona, Pennsylvania, after a manager called police to report that a customer resembled the suspect. Body camera footage showed officers approaching Mangione, who initially identified himself with a fake New Jersey driver's license under the name Mark Rosario, the same alias prosecutors say was used to check into a Manhattan hostel days before the killing. After being warned about giving a false name, he eventually gave his real identity. Officers recovered a black backpack containing a loaded magazine wrapped in underwear, a Faraday bag holding a passport, phone and wallet, clothing, toiletries, a silencer, and a 3D printed gun that prosecutors said matched ballistic evidence from the crime scene. They also found a red notebook with handwritten entries that the Manhattan District Attorney's Office described as a manifesto expressing frustration with the healthcare industry. DNA and fingerprints linked to Mangione were recovered from items discarded near the shooting scene. In the state case, a judge later ruled that the gun and notebook could be used at trial, but certain items found during the initial McDonald's search were excluded after the defense argued the bag was searched without a warrant. Mangione had previously pleaded not guilty in both the federal and state cases. He has drawn intense public attention and a notable following online, with some supporters viewing the killing through the lens of anger at the American for-profit healthcare system. The state trial is expected to attract significant media and public interest, with the court already planning overflow seating. Brian Thompson had spent 2 decades at United Health Group. Before leading United Healthcare, he ran the company's government programs business. He lived in Minnesota and was in New York for the investor event when he was killed. In the months before his death, he had been named in a civil lawsuit alleging insider trading related to a Justice Department antitrust investigation, claims the company and executives disputed. With the federal plea now entered, attention shifts to the December sentencing and to whatever legal motions arise in the state case. For now, Luigi Mangione has admitted in open court that he carried out the shooting of Brian Thompson, bringing one chapter of this high-profile prosecution to a close while leaving the next still unresolved.